Get started. It's good morning. It's Thursday, September 11th, and it's our monthly content manager meeting.
Yay! Meeting!
Could go to the next slide,
Oh,
Shereen.
sorry.
Here's our agenda for today. Just still letting people in here. We've got our DX bug fixes and enhancements. We didn't have a lot of enhancements to report or bug fixes to report this time. Lullabot is very busy with different bug fixes that are mostly in the back end, not things that necessarily affect the content managers. One of the new things that we did have is the new Okta tiles. You may have noticed when you're trying to log into your websites. These, instead of the old gear icon, now there's individual logos and individual names on those tiles. So if you can't find your tile, just look. You may have to search for it a little bit at first. And you can also, you can rearrange those tiles also. You can drag those tiles to be in the order you'd like. And obviously you can put yours right at the top if you want. One of the other enhance or bug fixes was that automatic lists were sometimes showing where you'd have 2 or 3 instances of the same thing when you only put one in that list. I've seen it in accordions as well, and it was hard to catch it, to report it and take a screenshot. But Shireen did manage to find one where there was a where she got a screenshot of it, and that should go out in the I think later today in the update that's happening. And
Thank
there's
you for
just
sending in that ticket, Tammy, because Tammy
oh
was the one that helped me catch
oh
that bug.
yes. Go ahead, Shireen. And this is Shireen's how-to and demonstrations. Can you talk for through
Yeah,
this,
I could do
Shireen?
that.
Okay.
I could do this one. I'll do this one.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. You know how why is my camera not on? You know how like with the is it gonna work? It's working! Yay! So my demonstration that I'm gonna share with you guys is how to use Acquia Optimize to locate links that need to be updated that are outdated. Like say you for us, you know, a scenario. We had a lot of service now links on our site, um, and we have to update those service now links to point to service desk links. Service to point to service desk. I can talk. So we use Acquia Optimize the regex code policy scan to help us find all of those ServiceNow URL links so that we can then just change them to Service Desk URL links. And that's great for those of you who are, maybe that link isn't being picked up as broken. So it's like, well, I don't know where it's at, or maybe that, it's a new link and it's leading to a new place. And yeah, and you need to change it. This policy scan is super, super useful for that. In this slide deck, we do have a link to the DX training site page where it's gonna drop down to where it's at, so that you can see what I'm about to do here. Uh, well, yeah. So this is just follow these steps, and you'll be able to do what I'm about to do right here. So I'm about to do it now. Hold on. I'm gonna go to Acquia Optimize. My computer's yelling at me because I have too many tabs open. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go to DX training. Oh, and I'm gonna just show you the policy that we made from our policy list. Okay, so to do, I click policies, and then I click add new policy, and then that's where you're gonna start. Just do create your own policy because it gets confusing. And then from there you click the HTML pages, because we're trying to find our outdated links, service desk, and we want to change it to service plus. That's what we're doing. This is our play pretend. This is our made up game. You guys are my new imaginary friends. So that's what we're imagining ourselves doing right now. So we got to select our domain, and it's going to be the DX training site that I want to do this search on. And I want to click this button, and then I forgot. Hold on. I know what I'm doing. Page HTML. What do I do next? Okay. Page HTML is what I do next because it needs to scan the HTML code. Before, I didn't know that. And I thought it was supposed to scan the links because I'm like, you're a link, find the links. No, it needs to, in order to find the links, it has to scan the HTML code, which then makes it see the actual like HTTPS, www, blah, 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 all of that. So that's what I had to do differently. And so I want to actually show you what a filled in part looks like. Because it's gonna just hold on. Close your eyes. I'm gonna show you what it looks like filled in. No peeking. Hold on. Pretend like I'm filling everything in. Okay, there we go. So I filled everything in. So the rule name that I named it is the ServiceNow. Well, Charles actually did this, but you know, the ServiceNow policy thing. No, this isn't the right one I did. That's the word one. Hold on. Close your eyes again. Hold on. We know what we're doing. No. I lost it. Okay. This is fine. I'm just gonna go here, go to edit, open that, and then I'm going to just go here and I'm going to copy this like that, and then I'm gonna put it here so you guys can at least like see what I'm talking about. That's it. I'm not gonna save this because Charles has this running. Okay, so this is what hold on. I forgot my question mark. There we go. So this is what it's gonna look like. We wanted to search for this A-ref H, and then it like does the slash, and then it does all the jibber jabber. So you would just put like www.service now dot, I don't know what it was, so .com. And then let me take all of that out. Oop, like that. And yeah, so that's what you would put. I don't understand it. I had to ask Moncito customer support to help me because I couldn't get it to work. And then they were like, oh, this is what you do. And I was like, what does the S mean? And they didn't tell me. So, but that's what you do if you need to find if you need to find a specific link that is not broken, you know, and you are just like, I want to change it to point to a different website. You run this policy and then you click save. I'm not going to save it because this is Charles' policy, but that's what you do. And that's what's right here as well. And of course, you know, if you need help, you know, you can always come to our content support hours. That is at Thursdays at 1. But that's all that I had to say. Next one. Wait, I got another thing to say. Wait, did we go over anchor links last week?
Last time there was that question on how if you could link to and put an anchor in a title field, and we said we'd find the answer to that.
Mm-hmm. And we found the answer to it. It's no. So just you gotta put it in the text. You gotta put it in the text, and we made sure we added that. We update that information in the documentation on the DX page. But yeah, no, you gotta do the text. You cannot do the title. You can't do the title thing. The anchor links got to be in the text. So long story short, hopefully that answers the question. Okay. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, if you guys do need help, you guys come to the Content Manager Support Hour. We have it on the live training link on the DX training site. And either me or Susan are usually there, like 1 to 2, just sitting and waiting if people have questions. And we have the basic training, and we also have like the content manager meeting. This recording will be in the DX training site in that link once we get it edited and uploaded onto the YouTube channel so you can see it. But this slide deck will at least be here for you to access it. So here's the information of the DX training course as well. You know, for those of you who have missed the MSFW accessibility training, and those of you who want, maybe you don't like reading, you know, and you just want to see a video of a walkthrough showing you the steps on how to do stuff like what I just did, the anchor links and all of that. We have the digital features playlist on the YouTube channel on the DX training site, YouTube, that shows you those videos as well. So if you don't want to read, you can just listen and watch. And yeah, okay. I don't know who does this slide.
I can do that.
Okay.
We go to the next one. Just a quick content gardening update. The Department for the Blind and IEDA began on August 12th, Revenue and DNR September 1st, and IPERS will begin on the 29th, and we are making great progress with them. This is Natalie.
Next slide, please. So I'm Jessica Van Hevlin today. She's out. So just a quick update on the Qualtrics DX launch. We successfully launched on 38 DX sites, the feedback tab, thumbs up, thumbs down on 3 pages, and digital experience analytics, which is rage clicks, kind of doom scrolling, getting that user experience. There's a link to some more information on DXA there. We'll be holding training. It is targeted to the DX agency managers only, people that have those rights on the Drupal site, because they will be the only ones that get access into Qualtrics. That's scheduled for September 18th at 2:30. It'll be virtual. Reminder that there was some action items in there to make sure that you authenticate your account so that you can get on with us live and view that. And then during the October 2nd steering committee meeting, we'll be viewing and discussing different dashboards that'll be available. Thanks, Suzanne.
Housekeeping and reminders. If you have any links to ServiceNow or Service Desk or whatever it was called before on your website, be sure to update those links to Service Desk Plus. And you can find the links and on the DX training site at that link as well. There's several different links floating out there. And most of them will just redirect to where it needs to be. This link from the DX training site is a really direct link to a form, to the form you can fill in, if that's would be helpful. And another reminder, all tickets should be submitted through that Service Desk Plus, and that support.iowa.gov link will redirect to the Service Desk Plus. Rather than emailing for help, if you put in a support ticket, then we can follow, and you can follow the progress on it as well. Todd?
It's Todd's turn.
Hola.
Hola.
Next slide, please. So for those of you, I can't imagine who you are that have not heard this before. I have a project that focuses on 2 pieces to help you with your remediation, your endeavor to become accessible. We do have a DNR pilot level access. We are looking at using that tool for the applications part of the show. That's half my project is to look at. In case you guys have been really focused on the content and you think of that as the web pages and the documents, there are applications, about 250 we've identified that the state of Iowa controls the look and feel of. And those are also required to be accessible by April of 2026. So level access is us looking at a tool for the devs. And there's also a third bullet, there's an application assessment. So I do have an SOW in process. There's about 225 apps that the state controls, and we will be doing a manual assessment of all those. It's a high level assessment. We'll be returning to the app owners, the agencies, a red, yellow, or green review. This is the accessibility rating at a very quick look, as well as what it would cost to do the deep dive to get the punch list of accessibility issues if that's desired. More information can be had at that in the office hours. You can see on the last bullet point, the application accessibility office hour is Monday 11 to 12. Obviously, you can reach out to me at any time. Don't be freaked out when you look me up in the directory. My phone number starts with 608. I did move back to Iowa a couple of years ago, but I do have a Wisconsin extension. I will answer those calls, so please don't hesitate to reach out. The other half of the project I'm helping with is we do have some money where we can help to do some remediation of documents. If you've got documents that are just too many or too hard or whatever the issue is that you want to send some out to Alliant to be remediated for you, we do have some funds available for that. The initial SOW is hopefully nearing completion at this point. I think right now we've got about, off the top of my head, I think it's about 200 docs queued up. But two of the larger agencies have told me they are going to be sending me at least a small bundle of what they've got cooking. So please do consider that if you've got docs that your agency just doesn't feel you can take care of for whatever reason, complexity or length or resources, let me know and we can get those done for you. We can talk more about that too, besides calling me directly. Let's go back one more time. The bulk document remediation office hours are Tuesday, 9 to 10 a.m. So again, you can reach me there, just join the conversation or reach out directly. And then a new bullet for this month is a reminder that MSF&W is offering office hours. Their office hours are Wednesday at 9 a.m. Those are primarily for the individual documents. If you have specific questions on specific documents, they're much better at that than I am. I'm more to how to help you use the third party than to get an answer for a specific doc. And of course, as it says, that the links to the office hours are on the training website. And you should get a gov.delivery reminder about an hour before they start. Okay, next slide. This slide is a little more detailed talking about the document remediation. This is my plea that you don't need to have every document decided, right? You're going to be reviewing all of your documents. You've got those Drupal reports. I'm working on doing one more Screaming Frog report if you want that for an inventory count. When you're looking at your docs, remember there's 4 things you can do with your documents, your contents. You can make them an HTML page. That should be remediated in and of itself. You can remediate them. You can make them into accessible PDFs. You can remove them. If the documents aren't needed, please don't put them out there. And you can mark them archived. So those are the 4 ways you can take care of your document remediation. There are multiple SOWs. You do not have to be done. And that little bullet there says also, if you're doing your own remediation, if you're taking care of all your content yourself, I still recommend that you think about sending some sample of them. I can send them through the vendor and you'll get the confirmation everybody else has in their docs. In addition to the review, they do produce a compliance report at the end of it. They are using the Common Look tool, which you've probably heard about, to do part of the remediation, but they also do a manual review. They check the things like alt image. They look at the things like color contrast, things like that. So they do send you information about what's maybe missing. And again, it repeats the office hours there. Suzanne, thank you. I think the next one's a little bit more about the application assessments. Again, same basic thing, right? I've got 2 SOWs out there. I've got about another 100 apps to get in there. If I've been working with the ETOs and many people across the agencies. If you happen to think of an app that you believe is the public sees that I may not have, or you think maybe I have it, you're just not sure, do not hesitate to bring that information up to me. Let me know about any applications your agency puts out toward the public. They all need to be accessible as well, and I can help you understand what that means. Next slide. And then there's a SharePoint site. On top of the DX stuff, I also have this Microsoft SharePoint site where I've got a lot of links to various things, other states' best practices. If you're looking for your own processes to make sure your documents are being done correctly, or other tools you want to look at, you'll find a lot of information about the other states out there. You can see like there's an NVDA versus JAWS for screen readers. There's, if I find information I think is interesting, I put it out there. The URL is at the bottom of the screen. If you don't have access to the SharePoint site, you'll get a little thing that pops up saying you don't. If you click ask for access, somebody like myself or Suzanne generally hits that acceptance in a few minutes. So you'll get access very quickly. Don't hesitate to go out there and give me feedback. If you think there's more things you could have out there, I'd be happy to help. If you think anything's unclear or incorrect, don't be shy. I think that's my end of my slides, other than the questions, right? That's me talking a lot. Any questions, comments, or concerns for me?
That's
All
actually
right.
the end of our
Suzanne, take it away.
slide. Yeah, that's the end of our slide. You closed it out.
Well, does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns for anybody on this call?
You got 3 seconds. 2.
Shireen is a taskmaster. Nobody has one question, concern, or comment. There's a lot of muted people out there. No one has anything to say.
Do you really want to open that can of worms, Todd? Do you
I'm
really?
a glutton for punishment.
No,
I'm a glutton.
I'm a glutton for food. Let's go to lunch.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, guys. You can check out the meeting recording and the slides on the DX training site. Bye.